kids these days, this phrase is very common around older folk who feel that people aren't as knowledgeable as they once were during their time of youth. I put this idea to the ultimate meteorological test by comparing answers from different times to the same meteorological question: what does instability mean to weather forecasts? In order to do this, I will have to travel back in time to the 80s to watch Paul Knight and Fred Gadomski ask this in a segment they filmed for Weather World, a popular show taped right here at Penn State every weekday since 1957. Then I will travel back to the present to ask average Joes the same question and compare the answers. Now, many of you don't know this, but the globe here, right in front of Old Main, is actually a time-traveling capsule. Wish me luck!
Now, in
There
everyday
they
life,
are.
most
We
people can
found
pretty
them.
easily tell the difference between stability and instability, and our friendly officer is testing Paul's stability right now. But when it comes to the stability of the atmosphere, which is so important in making our everyday weather, the term often gets tossed around, and it can be pretty vague.
That means the meteorologist isn't really sure what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So he goes, the weather's very unstable. So he can't be wrong.
Like it could mean like partly cloudy, you know, so
But it could
it's
be
not
sunny,
cloudy all
depending on
in
how
one
it turns out.
place,
Cloudy,
but
it's not sunny.
yeah.
Gives you some room for air.
So you say unstable.
Unstable.
So you're saying to me that the word
It's kind of a
unstable...
cop-out.
What are the
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
exactly what we're saying.
They're just making it up.
They have no...
Something no one knows, nobody can check on it, so they say it wasn't my fault, it was unstable atmosphere. Kind of like when you're playing baseball and the sun gets in your eyes. You know?
So unstable is basically an excuse.
Well, I'm sure it's true.
Yeah.
That there is unstable. I mean, the whole world's unstable. How could it not be?
I believe it's what the meteorologist's boss at the news station says. If you get this forecast wrong, your job is very unstable.
It means like it might be raining at times, and it'll most likely be cloudy or raining, or just sort of like, you know, lots of times in Portland it's like that. It just rains and stops and rains and stops constantly. I don't know. I guess that's what it means.
It means is that it's apt to change rather quickly. It's not going to stay one particular way for a long period of time. So like I know, having lived in areas where there's a lot of possibilities for tornadoes, usually the first thing you hear is that the weather that we're having is unstable.
Unstable means that the air... Hold on now. That the air would be cooler above some warmer air. Is that right?
That's right.
So that the warmer air will rise, and then there's a pocket of cooler air higher up. So the air is unstable until it reaches a certain point. And I forget what you call that. But up to that point, the air will stop, and then it becomes stable.
That there's going to be a thunderstorm or something big's going to happen, like warm air and cold air meet. That sounds pretty good, yeah.
The only thing I could think is storms, is my guess.
I guess unstable would mean easily changed. It's not like one thing. It's very easy to change, I guess, yeah.
I think it's about the storm. That's what I don't know. It's gonna storm.
Yeah, low pressure system.
I would assume there's bad weather coming up, turbulent weather.
Say it's kind of be like a nice day out, but at the same time anything could happen. Like it seems like a beautiful day, but all of a sudden there could be like, bam, there's a tornado, or like thunderstorms with hail and lightning and all sorts of stuff. I would say that'd be very unstable weather.
When a weather forecaster refers to an unstable atmosphere, this simply means air temperature decreases rapidly with height and rising parcels of air become warmer than its surrounding environment. These turbulent motions can allow even the smallest of disturbances to grow and can also lead to thunderstorm development. An unstable atmosphere can pose a tough problem for forecasters even today. In conclusion, people today still don't understand the exact meteorological lingo tossed around, but most of them understand the outcomes of the words, making explanations in weather forecasts all the more crucial. And now we know whether or not kids these days' knowledge has improved. For Whether or Not, I'm Mary Sharkey.